Yes, I only own one sweater. Hi guys, it's Claudia. I am back again for another knitting podcast. Sorry I disappeared for 2 weeks again. I have come to the conclusion that I'm going to upload this podcast every other week, rather than every week. Basically just because I don't have time in a week to really do much knitting. So it would basically just be like, well, here's the 2 rows I knit on this. You can't see it, but I promise I did it. So I've decided every other week is a good thing. And also because I want to play with the idea of other videos. I've been getting into bullet journaling lately. And I've always really, well, I say getting into it. I've tried to have a bullet journal multiple times over the years, but it's lasted more than 3 days, so I'm saying I'm getting into bullet journaling. But no, so I'm getting into that and capsule wardrobes and all of that type stuff. So I may want to start also making videos about that, which I know is not knitting related. And I don't know how much of like an overlap between like the bullet journal community and the knitting community there is, but I don't know. I figured I'll talk more about that at the end, but I've decided every other week will be the podcast, the knitting podcast, Caffeinated Knitter, this. And then the in-between weeks, if I have an idea for something else, then I will upload another type of video. But yeah, basically, summarize it, I won't upload a video next week. I'm aiming for every other week on a Friday. The Friday part's going to be iffy based on my work schedule because the holidays are happening soon. All that. Anyway. Anyway, I'm here. I'm wearing the same sweatshirt I've worn in like 3 out of 5 episodes. So, I promise I own more clothing. I just like, you know, this is my comfy loungewear because I go to work and I'm like, look cute and all that. And then I'm covered in vanilla and milk and I don't want to do that anymore. So I put on loungewear and this is just the comfiest one. So, but yeah, I'm here. We have switched to fall mugs because it is fall. We got a notice from our landlord to turn on the heaters. So, because we have a shared like AC system, but like we can turn on the heater. So that means it's fall. We have the fall mugs, our giant fall mug that is only like this much is empty. Like I don't drink that much tea. And it's tea. It's cranberry, orange, black tea. It's very good with a lot of honey. So much honey. I love it. Anyway, knitting. Let's get into it. All right. So let's start off with works in progress. I have a problem. I have 2 new works in progress. We're just gonna, it is what it is. But let's look at what y'all know about, which is the Sereno Symphony for my sister / my sister's baby that is not here yet. I have made some progress on it. Also, part of me getting into bullet journaling is I've actually written down, like, now I'll show you the page later. This is just a teaser. I've written down, like, the stats of all the patterns so I can tell you, like, what the needles are and what the yarn is without, like, being like, go look at Ravelry, like it's here. So this is the Pinguino by Stephen West is the pattern. I am using US 8 40-inch circular needles. I found a 40-inch. Unlike with the Sereno Symphony where I could not find a 40-inch needle, so I suffered. But this one's 40-inch. I'm using, it's a scrappy project, so I'm holding yarn double. So the pattern calls for worsted weight. I am using DK held with fingering weight. So the fingering weight is the same gray throughout it, if you can see that. And that is loops and thread wool-like in the color cool gray, and I'm using scraps mainly in the colors blue, orange, and yellow. And so if I hold it from the one shoulder that's there and then where the shoulder would be, this is the front. It's gonna be a cute little, oh my god, wait, it actually, you can sort of see how it's gonna come together. I have one shoulder in, but no, it's a cute little, that's the front, and then this is the back, which is the part that really intrigued me to the pattern in the first place. But yeah, I now have both the back and sides done. I have a full front panel here and a full front panel here, and it's a very scrappy project. And then one shoulder, I did have half of a sleeve done, but then I realized I read something wrong and it was like hooked on, like attached to the body in the wrong spot. So I ripped it back and I put it just on a little safety pin. The pattern says put it on waste yarn, but I've decided safety pins for this. But yeah, thoughts on this pattern. I'm an idiot. In the last episode, I was like, oh, I'm not going to weave in ends as I go, like the pattern says to do if you're smart. I'm an idiot. I'm going to leave them all hanging and just do it all at the end. Well, now, it's just string everywhere, and it's driving me nuts. So I am at some point going to have to sit down and weave in all the ends so far, and I'm dreading it. So, but yeah, so I have a little shoulder. It's coming along. I will say, I am not the biggest fan of how I did the colors, because I was like, oh, you know what? It's a scrappy thing. It's for a baby. I'm going to be off the wall, off the cuff, go nuts, go wild, don't plan in advance. I love planning. I need to plan because there's no rhyme or reason to this. And like I was doing this side and I was like, oh my God, there's only going to be orange on the back and none on the front. And it's not going to be symmetrical. And I want it to be symmetrical. And like these two little patterns that mirror each other, you can't really see it here, but they're two slightly different blues and it's bothering me. Like, I need things very organized. That's just who I am as a person. So I don't know why I thought this was a smart idea to just not plan the colors. Like, not the cardigan. I'm very happy with the cardigan. But to not plan the colors? To not just not plan colors? I'm an idiot. It's fine. We're dealing with it. And also I was like, I'm going to use little bits from the baby blanket because, oh wow, it'll match. But like, this patch doesn't match with literally anything else going on. It's fine. I've taken a pause on this, not because I'm mad at it, although I am a little mad at it, but that's more being annoyed with myself, and both Maya not understanding how the sleeve works, and also just my color choices. It's fine. I'm doing fine, but it's on pause. Not because I don't want to, but because. So my girlfriend's coworker is pregnant and is having a baby. And there's a baby shower in a few days, like 2 days. So I cast on another pinguino. Because I'm a sucker for punishment. I literally just started this today. She's having a little girl. My sister, we don't know if she's having a boy or girl. She is not finding out until she has the baby. So it's gender neutral-ish, which is mostly just I put blue and orange together and I'm like, this is gender neutral. You're going to think it's gender neutral. But my girlfriend's coworker is having a little girl. So it's going to be all purples and like teals and seafoam greens and all that. And it's going to be real cute. But I have like 2 days to finish it and I'm working every day. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm just going to speed through it. But once again, it's the Pinguino Steven West. Pinguino, Steven West, 40, same needles. Since it is a scrappy little thing, worked in little chunks, it can be off the needles and be fine. Because for a second I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to finish the other one and then do this one. I don't. I just had to set the other one aside and then focus on this one. Go fast. But yeah, I'm using the same cool gray loops and threads, wool like cool gray throughout this, held double with other scrappy yarn, DK. It's basically the same thing, but in prettier colors because I'm actually planning out what I'm doing with the colors. Revolutionary. But no, I'm very stressed about finishing this. And oh, also on this one, I'm using actual little bits of scrap yarn to tie off the sections instead of safety pins because I'm gonna weave in the ends as I go. Like once I get the welts on this side finished, then I'm going to weave in the ends. Like I'm gonna do it mostly as I go. And not be an idiot. But yeah, so I'm very happy with this one. This one's very cute. It's a lot cuter than the other one. My sister's not getting the cuter one, which is fine. She doesn't know the other one exists, so it's fine. And also she isn't telling me if she's having a boy or a girl, so I can't like color scheme things beyond like I have to make this as neutral as possible, which which I do sort of admire that she's like not super gendering everything, but that's a separate tangent. Other works in progress, because I cast on another thing on top of the Pinguino that I have to finish in 2 days and the one that I'm very frustrated with. And this one is a Christmas present for my girlfriend's mom. Her mom specifically requested fingerless mittens that are, and I quote, in terms of color, and I quote, something funky. Which is very sweet. It's very on brand for Camille, but so I cast on the Amber Wheat Mitts by Sarah Shepherd. It's not a very popular pattern. It's just one I happened across and I was like, oh my god, those are so pretty. And it's part of a whole little collection. So I now have the whole collection in my library. But it's basically just like fingerless mittens. I'm going to link to my Ravelry as usual. But I am casting, and I am using the yarn Loops and Threads Wool Like Olive and Pumpkin Spice. They were 2 of the colors in my Sereno Symphony, and I'm just holding them double to make it DK weight. They're both fingering weight. But yeah, so far I just have the ribbing around the cuff. I don't know which hand this is going to be yet, because it doesn't matter until I'm done with the cuff, so, and then it like splits the directions and stuff, but I'm happy with it. I'm learning how to knit on double point needles because I do not still know how to do it. And it's going okay. I do keep forgetting to have the like 4th needle to like pull it off, and like I keep going on to one of the others and then panicking and having to go back, and yeah, it's a little more stressful than I want it to be. But I acknowledge I could have probably gotten like circular needles that were just smaller. But I wanted to learn how to knit on double pointed needles because I need to know. It's just very stressful. Oh, and the needles are US 4 double pointed needles. It switches to US 6 later on in the pattern, but that's a later Claudia problem. But no, so I cast those on, got that far in the rib, and then was like, oh my god, I only have a few days to knit a full Pinguino. So, yeah. So they're there. It is what it is. They're gonna happen at some point. I set very ambitious knitting goals for myself. I'm gonna talk about the bullet journal stuff in a second, but like, I set ambitious goals and I'm panicking because I think I'm not gonna meet them, which is why I shouldn't set goals for myself. But no, those are my works in progress. Now we have my FO. I'm very happy because I finally, after like 3 months, finished the Sereno Symphony shawl. Yes, this is it. I cannot get the full thing on camera. I have not weaved in the ends, but we're going to call that okay. Yeah, so this is the Sereno Symphony by Stephen West. The yarns are all Loops and Thread Wool Like in the colors Mauve, Pumpkin Spice, Olive, and Cool Gray. Knit on US 5 29-inch circular needles. It's fingering weight yarns. Yeah. I'm very happy with it. I messed up so many things. I am having a fun little like mental dilemma of being torn between I'm so proud of myself for finishing this and I learned a lot doing it, but I also like screwed up most of it. So yeah, starting from the top, things I screwed up. I'm gonna call them modifications. These are my subconscious modifications. There is the brioche that I did not quite right, if you see at the top there and then at the bottom. There is, in terms of the loops on the sides, there's a big difference between this hole and the edge and this hole and the edge. Not sure which one's right. Let's see, the green is pretty on point. I'm pretty happy with the green. The holes here, like, there we go. See the... Hold on, let me get my hand behind it. See that? That's supposed to all be in a row, and instead it's like that. The bubbles are not quite right. They're all supposed to look like these bottom silver ones, and some of them have a little extra rows, which is not the worst. And then the bottom, so I started running out of the red, the mauve, towards the end. So there's less brioche than there is meant to be at the bottom. And then it's an I-cord bind off, cast off, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that started happening in red And then I ran out and continued in orange, which I actually don't mind how the orange looks. Like, I'm not bothered by it. It's fine. Like, but this is what I mean when I say, like, I have a lot of subconscious modifications. But no, I'm proud of it. It was a lot of work. It was a challenging... It's not even that the pattern was challenging so much as I didn't know how to do things because I'm still new to knitting. So, like, it was a challenge. But yeah, so this is done. I'm probably going to knit another one in the future. But I'm very happy with this one. It's nice and soft. Just in time for fall. I need to weave in the end so I can actually start wearing it. But I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. And this is my 1FO. I finally finished it. But yeah, so that's all the, like, whips and FOs. And I haven't bought any new yarn or anything. Yeah. All right, so on to, I guess, just both the bullet journaling thing and what's going on in my life. In terms of my life, I don't know why I've decided I'm starting with that part. I don't really know what's happened in the 2 weeks. My girlfriend's birthday happened. We went out drinking with some friends. Like, we've been living in Idaho for a little over, we made a year in August living in Idaho. And we're finally starting to have friends, because we're both very quiet and, like, stay-at-home sort of people, like go to work, stay at home, be chill, which is fine and good, and I love that about us, but like we need friends to function, and we haven't had that for like a year now. Like, we're friends with people at work, and like now we're actual friends, like outside of work with her work friends. I'm a little bit worse at making friends at work. I've never been good at making friends in person. It's just not my strong suit. Like, I've had the same childhood friend forever and then the same high school friend forever. Like, you know, I've made like one really close friend, two really close friends since high school. Like, it just is what it is. But we went out drinking with our coworkers and we're starting to be actual friends with a couple of them and like hang out multiple times, and like it's getting to that point, and I feel good about it. I'm happy to have friends. But yeah, so we went out, made friends, went out drinking. I was not super hungover. She was extremely hungover the next day because everyone kept buying her shots because it was her birthday. So that was a lot of fun. She made friends with a couple of random drunk strangers while she was drunk, which was mildly terrifying when we were walking down the street after getting sushi to go meet friends at another bar, and she just stops next to this random guy on the sidewalk and was like, "I know you. You were our bartender." And then he just like joined us, which he ended up being super cool. But I had a brief second where I was like, oh my God, she's gonna get us murdered. Because I'm like, I don't know this guy. Him being our bartender does not make him any less like some random guy at night in downtown who could murder us. Like, he ended up being super cool. We hung out for hours, but like, what if he wasn't, you know? And then she met like this girl while we were getting pizza at the end of the night. It was a fun time. It was a good time. And work happened. I work at Starbucks. There are two different Starbucks that I do not work at that just had like 3 people quit each. So I'm like working 40 hours every single week. I'm not scheduled it, but I am working it. So we're suffering. Yeah. My store ran out of pumpkin spice today, so people are mad. It's fine. I am okay. But yeah, sorry. My tooth popped off. They're fake and they pop off sometimes. Then my girlfriend's dad came into town, which was super nice. It was his first time in Idaho, and it was super good to see him. You know, he liked Boise. It was a good time. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on. He just left town a couple days ago, and it was a good time. And then beyond that, the thing I'm really excited to talk about is bullet journaling. So for those of you who are unaware, if you've been living under a rock and or are not super into organizing like I am, which is fine. Some people aren't. My girlfriend very much is not, and just sort of tones me out whenever I start rambling about bullet journaling. Not in a mean way, but in a like, she has to listen to me most of the day, all day, every day. But no, bullet journaling is basically a system of like organization that keeps everything in one book and lets you plan things, and there's different like spreads and trackers, and like I'm a nerd for this stuff. So I've been doing I had been doing just a like, I guess I can show you this, like a planner type spread to where like there's a schedule and like to-do lists. And that was working fine. I had originally put like on the right side of the page, instead of like a to-do list, a tarot thing, because I bought tarot cards a while back, and I tend to try to pick up hobbies and then it doesn't work, and tarot was one of those things where like I think I like the idea of it more than I like the actual practice of doing it. And I like I don't care enough to make time for it, it's fine. I have them if I ever want to get into them, and sometimes I'll do a tarot reading for myself. Like, it was only ever going to be a like self-reflection type of thing, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so I did set up this, and then I set up a knitting spread because I want to set goals for myself, because I have to get Christmas presents done, but I also still want to knit things for myself around the Christmas presents. So I'm setting a goal for myself of finishing 6 items a month, which is a lofty goal. But this is my September knitting spread. So we got the Sereno, the first Pinguino, the amber wheat mitts, the other Pinguino. I'm going to do a little baby bear, baby beanie for the baby, and then a shawl for myself with some yarn that my girlfriend's mom gifted me. And these are all going to be using yarns that I have, but no, I just like, look how cute. I'm so happy with this. Like, I love organization. So, which is part of why I think I'm going to start uploading at least like the monthly setup, like plan with me bullet journal type things, like at the beginning of each month. Partially so I can like show you how I do my knitting spreads. And I'm going to so every season I switch out my wardrobe because we have a very small closet, and also I'm trying the capsule wardrobe thing, which I've been like leaning towards for years. Like, I keep decluttering and I like talk about doing a capsule wardrobe, but like summer I managed to get it down to a 16 item capsule wardrobe for the summer. And a lot of those things are still in my fall wardrobe just because, like, you know, pants and a white turtleneck are still the same no matter what. Because like, since I work at Starbucks, I have not a uniform, but a dress code. So I have to wear certain things. So like, I have a white turtleneck that's like 3/4 sleeves that I wear in the summer. Even though I normally wouldn't opt to wear that in the summer, I'm like, no, I have to because of work. So yeah, so I'm doing capsule wardrobe type things. So like every season I plan on doing like a capsule wardrobe spread that will include both my 16 item capsule wardrobe of the things I have now, and also any knitting I've done that is going to be in the capsule, because I'm also going to capsule out my knitting. Like, this is all big plans. I have big plans. But probably not right away, because I don't have a capsule finalized, because I have not gotten down to 16 for fall or winter or spring, but spring is going to sort of happen organically through me getting rid of things, because it's going to be like a combo of winter and summer, and I'll have gotten capsules for both of those already. So potentially next spring I'll start doing spreads in a bullet journal video for capsule wardrobes too. But anyway, all this to say, I'm going to do knitting spreads every month, and also at the beginning of each season do a spread. I don't know how I want to format it, but basically a spread that is stash yarn check-in. Because right now I'm being pretty good about like using my yarn, like, instead of buying new ones. But eventually there's going to be things I want to do, or do things out of order or whatever. But basically, like, beginning of each season, be like, here's the yarn that is not assigned to a project, that's leftovers, or I bought and changed my mind, or whatever. So I'm going to have knitting spreads. So I think I am going to start doing a little bullet journal thing. So maybe next week that'll appear. Who knows? But yeah, it's just been something I'm super excited about. Like, I love planning. I love the love of planning and studying, like the love of academia, but I don't like academics, if that makes sense. Like, I love the bullet journal community. I love that when people do like 100 days of productivity and they're like, here's all the things they did. Like, I love productivity, basically. But I don't, it's always so wrapped around being a student, and I'm not a student. I haven't been in school and not mid-mental breakdown in like 5 years, like, because I tried to do college and it didn't work, but 5 years of not really doing school. And so I'm just like I love all the like bullet journal stuff, but I'm like, none of this applies to me because I'm not in school, and I'm also don't own my own, like, it's either you're in school and a student, or you're a YouTuber as a career, or you own your own business doing planner type stuff. And I'm none of those. I'm a regular person who goes to work and does these videos occasionally. Like, this is not a career for me. It could be. It's not. You know, I'm sure there's some people who do knitting YouTube. Oh no, battery. Sorry, my battery warning is coming. I have to go quick. I'm sure there's some people that do knitting YouTube and make money off of it. Obviously, I'm not one. I've uploaded, this is my 6th episode uploading, and it's going to slow down because it's going every other week. Yeah. But yeah, so, I don't know. So I just wanted to start uploading videos just like from the point of view of someone who has no reason to have to be this organized. I don't have kids. I don't have, like, I just knit and go to work, and that's it. But that's fine. Like, I wanna have cute planners and doodles and all that stuff. Like, I deserve to have that. Just because I don't go to school doesn't mean I don't deserve to have that. Yeah, this is a long ranty way of saying I'm making bullet journal videos if I make this first one and it comes out okay. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Wish me luck on knitting a pinguino in 2 days. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Ravelry, and you know what? Tumblr. I have a side blog that's NB, the letter N, the letter B, knitting. Follow me on there. I'm posting knitting and productivity stuff. I re-downloaded Tumblr a while back, and so I'm actually active. I have a main blog, but like it's not as interesting to this sort of topic. It's just sort of aesthetic and memes and stuff, but yeah, so follow me on Instagram and Ravelry at Lip Gloss Mermaid, on Tumblr at NB Knitting. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the bullet journal video idea, because I'm gonna do it either way, but I like feedback. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.